Iyanla Vanzant on embracing vulnerability for personal growth. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you this. Have you ever found yourself standing at the edge of a cliff, staring down into the abyss of your deepest fears? Have you ever felt the weight of your insecurities so heavy it feels like they're pulling you down, making every step feel like a battle against gravity? That's how I felt when I first encountered vulnerability, and it wasn't pretty. I was trapped in my own cocoon, unable to see the beauty of embracing my vulnerabilities because I had been taught that being vulnerable meant weakness. Now, imagine if you could look back at that moment, and instead of seeing the darkness, you saw the light. Imagine if you could turn that fear into fuel for growth, where your pain became your power. That's exactly what Iyanla Vanzant teaches us through her teachings on embracing vulnerability for personal growth. Let me tell you this, vulnerability isn't about showing off our flaws. It's about acknowledging them, owning them, and learning from them. Here's something you should know. Vulnerability is the gateway to self-discovery, healing, and transformation. You might be wondering, how do I start embracing my vulnerabilities? Well, let's dive into some real-life examples from Iyanla's life. In one of her books, she recounts a time when she faced her greatest fear: public speaking. For years, she had avoided it like the plague, but she finally decided to face her fear head-on. She started by writing her speech, then practicing it alone, and eventually in front of small groups. As she shared her story, she discovered that even though she was nervous, she was also incredibly brave. She learned that vulnerability didn't make her weak, it made her stronger. Here's what you should know. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you're becoming more resilient. Now, Iyanla emphasizes that vulnerability isn't always comfortable. It can be uncomfortable, messy, and painful. But here's the thing: pain is temporary. What stays with us forever is the growth we achieve. Think about it. How many times have you cried during a difficult situation? And how many times did you learn something valuable from those tears? Vulnerability allows us to connect with others on a deeper level, to understand their struggles, and to be understood ourselves. It's not just about sharing our stories. It's about creating a safe space where we can truly listen and empathize with each other. Here's a personal anecdote that resonates deeply with me. A few years ago, I was going through a tough breakup. I was consumed by sadness, anger, and confusion. I couldn't stop thinking about the person I used to be and the person I had become. One day, I decided to write down all my feelings. I poured my heart out on paper, and it felt liberating. I realized that by sharing my pain, I was not only releasing it but also connecting with my emotions in a way I hadn't before. This act of vulnerability led me to a place of acceptance and peace. You should know that vulnerability doesn't mean being open to everyone. It means being open to the right people, who will respect and support you as you navigate your journey. So how do you embrace vulnerability? First, you need to believe in yourself. You need to trust that you have the strength to handle whatever comes your way. Then you need to create a safe environment where you can be vulnerable. This could be talking to a trusted friend, writing in a journal, or seeking professional help. Remember, vulnerability is a process, not a destination. It takes time and practice, but the rewards are immense. Here's what you should know. The more you practice vulnerability, the easier it becomes. It becomes a natural part of who you are. In conclusion, embracing vulnerability is a transformative journey. It requires courage, self-awareness, and a willingness to grow. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Every time you choose vulnerability, you're taking a step towards self-discovery, healing, and transformation. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you feel like hiding behind a mask, take a deep breath and let yourself be seen. Let yourself be vulnerable. Because vulnerability is the key to unlocking your full potential, and it's the path to a happier, more authentic life. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Iyanla Vanzant has walked this path, and she's here to guide you every step of the way. So let's embrace vulnerability together, and let's transform our lives through it.